Well, Australia is in mourning after a father-son duo killed at least 15 in an attack at a Jewish celebration in Sydney's Bondi Beach. Now, investigations continue in Bondi Beach attack as police raided the home of the alleged gunman. The father, a 50-year-old, was killed at the scene while his 24-year-old son was in a critical condition in the hospital. Australian media has named them as Sajid Akram and his son Naveed Akram. Now, officials have described Sunday's shooting as a targeted anti-Semitic attack. 40 people remain in hospital following the attack, including 2 police officers who are in a serious but stable condition. The victims were aged between 10 and 87.
We notice them, they come and go every day here, and they never say hello or anything. They just normal. We thought they are normal people. Yeah, we were so shocked to notice that one of the guy who shoot people, they live in here. Shocking and terrifying. I was worried about my family and my kids. Yeah, one of my kids, he was working last night. He came home around 12 and he couldn't come back. So he has to go back and stay with a friend.
Well, witnesses said the attack at the famed beach, which was packed on a hot evening, lasted about 10 minutes, sending hundreds of people scattering along the sand and into nearby streets. Police said around 1,000 people had attended the targeted Hanukkah event, which was held in a small park off the beach. Well, Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese visited Bondi Beach and laid flowers near the scene of the attack, while some mourners were seen placing candles, flowers and Israeli and Australian flags. Albanese earlier called the attack a dark moment for our nation and said police and security agencies were thoroughly checking the motive behind the attack. US President Trump also offered his condolences.
And likewise in Australia, as you know, there was a terrible attack, 11 dead, 29 badly wounded. And that was an anti-Semitic attack, obviously. And I just want to pay my respects to everybody.
Mass shootings are rare in Australia, one of the world's safest countries, but Sunday's attack was the worst since 1996, when a gunman killed 35 people at the Port Arthur tourist site in the Southern Island state of Tasmania.
Saying our concerns have been concerns and are still concerns. Am I surprised? Absolutely. I never thought that we would see something like that in this country. So I'm absolutely surprised. Do I think that those things need to be relooked? Absolutely. We need to really have a good, hard think about how we deal with social media, how we deal with messaging, what we tolerate, whether it's in the name of free speech or otherwise. We really need to have a strong think about it, because this is just unacceptable on any level.
And for more on what this means for Australia, we're joined by DT India's correspondent Nazia Alvi Rahman. Well, Nazia, what has been the initial response of the government after the attack?
Well, the government moved quite quickly. The act was immediately declared an act of terror, which means the police is immediately given more powers to investigate. They can they can search premises without warrants. They can question people without a court order. They can, especially people in the designated areas. So it basically makes the work of the police much faster. They don't have to run back to court for every little thing. So that was one of the first things which was done immediately within an hour or two of the attack. Then the Prime Minister Anthony Albanese convened a national security meeting last night itself, which was attended by ACO, which is the Australia's premium most intelligence agency. It was attended by their chief, Mike Burgess. It was attended by Home Minister Tony Burke. They announced extra funding for all places of where a Jewish community is found in larger numbers. All synagogues have been closed today. All schools of Jewish communities have also been closed today across Sydney. Another key thing that happened last night itself was the house of the two accused, the father and the son, was raided. It was pretty much raided the whole night. Police has not shared much details about what did they find at the premises or what all they have confiscated. They're not even sharing much details about the ideology of these two men. Why did they shoot last night? The whole act of terror that took place at the Bondi Beach. Besides that, Australia is officially mourning this devastating event, and all the flags across Australia will fly half-mast. There's a lot more that is expected to come today as the day unfolds.
All right. Also, going forward, what kind of steps are they taking to ensure incidents of this nature do not happen again?
Government has already announced that going forward, it will be more of a preventive, they'll take a lot of preventive measures. As I already mentioned, that security has been enhanced around all Jewish community places, synagogues, schools, and extra funding has been announced for Jewish community, particularly for the security of Jewish community. What is very important here to mention is that anti-Semitism has been on rise in Australia since October 7, 2023, since the Hamas and Israel conflict started. And early this year, a special envoy was asked to make guidelines on how we can contain it. And some very strict guidelines were made effective a couple of months ago, wherein any university where even a single case of anti-Semitism is reported, or it feels like that the university is not able to contain it, the funding would be reduced or withheld. That was one. And second, even the visas of a lot of, at least 4 to 5 cases of cancellation of visas of people who had anti-Semitic views, or even any kind of very extreme right-wing views were cancelled in last 4 months by the Home Ministry. They have also announced measures like very, very close scrutiny of media reporting, so that this doesn't fuel further. Another thing which is important here to mention is that gun laws are very strict in Australia, but these two gunmen, these two shooters last night had 6 licensed arms, which is something very alarming for the government. So they have already announced that they're going to relook into the gun laws of the country.